Hi, I'm going to show you how to make bean stew. We grew up eating a lot of beans as it was one of the major sources of protein for us. And beans come in various varieties. But today I'm going to be making the bean stew from black eye beans. I have 5 cups of water and 2 cups of beans in here. We often add baking soda to hasten the cooking process. In African cooking, it's called kanwa, but this is about the same. This hastens up the process, so I just added 1/4 teaspoon of it. I'll let this boil till the beans is cooked. This is how the black eye peas or beans look like. Some people prefer to just cook it the way I'm doing, and some prefer to soak these beans overnight to hasten the cooking process. Whatever method you use, you equally come out with a very nice bean stew. I'm going to be using palm oil to make my stew. Palm oil has a lot of vitamin A and it's very nutritious for you. We've used this over years. These beans has been cooking for 47 minutes, so I'll take it off the fire and then put on the pan, a clean pan, increase the heat, and into that I'll shake this up, because when the palm oil settles, the thicker part of the oil goes down, and depending on how hot the temperature is, the lighter one goes up. So before you use, it's a great idea to shake it all up to get a great consistency. And palm oil is not only used in cooking, it's used in most products as well, like perfumes and bar soaps and all that. So when I put that in, I have a very big onion that I've cut up into pieces here. You can dice it up if you don't want too many chunks of onion in your food. So I'll put this in. I like to half of the onion. I'll let it saute and for about 2 to 3 minutes. While that is happening, I'm going to cut up my tomatoes. I'm using 6 tomatoes about this size, very ripe tomato. Today I'm not going to use any tomato paste, but with this recipe you can use tomato paste and tomato sauce if you want, but I just want to use the fresh tomato. So I'll cut it up into smaller pieces here. You can blend it if you want, but I'm not going that route today. I just want little pieces of the tomato in the stew. Oops. Okay, I have some grated ginger and some minced garlic, and you can use any variation of seasoning salt or sauce that you want. So now I'm going to put my fresh tomato with the ginger and the minced garlic. It depends on what you want to do. You can add half of it now and use the rest later. So that's what I'm going to do for the ginger. I like my garlics when the food is about ready and you put it in, so you can still smell the aroma of the garlic. I'll pour this in here. And then season it with some seasoning salt. Remember, in cooking the beans I didn't put any salt. So I'm going to put a generous amount of this here. Mostly when I was growing up, we didn't cook bean stew with meat because the beans is all protein. So that's the route I'm going to take today. But when you're making red, you can take it with fried fish if you want. So I'm going to cover this and let it continue to cook. After 10 to 15 minutes of cooking, all the tomatoes become very soft. I'll add the remaining ginger and all the garlic. At this stage, I'm going to add some cumin. You can add curry if you have some curry powder. That should be good. If you want a generous amount, don't hesitate to do that. It will be great. It's not coming out as much as I want. So about a teaspoon of that. And we have habanero, ground habanero pepper. So I'm going to put a bit of it to give it a kick. Now stir this around. I think I may have to add a little more oil. I think I started with 3/4 cup of the oil, because when the beans gets in, it's going to absorb a lot of the oil. So at this stage, I'm going to add my pre-cooked beans to it. This looks like a lot of beans. So it's a great idea to start with half of the beans, stir it around and see the consistency of the bean stew here. That looks good. So now add the rest of it. See, this doesn't take much to do or long to do if you have your beans pre-made the day before. And most often I have cooked beans that I freeze up. So anytime I want to make my fried plantains, I just take it all out and start the cooking process. That shortens the cooking process for me. Let me taste it to make sure my pepper and everything is okay right now. Perfect. It tastes really good. I like to cook with lots of onion, but my kids don't like too much onion, so I think I'll leave this on the side for me and lower the heat and let it cook for about 5 additional minutes, and that should be done. Oh my goodness, it looks really good. So after an extra 5 minutes of cooking, there you have the bean stew that is going to be going with the fried plantains that I'm making today. But this bean stew can be eaten with steamed rice, with cooked yam, potatoes, you name it. It goes with everything, or can just be eaten like that. This is the finished product. Fried plantains and bean stew, popularly known as red.